What's up, crackers? This is episode 260 of Bitches Ain't Shit. Thank you for checking in. Make sure to always smoke weed and never use condoms. NBA YoungBoy is in big trouble right now. Just got arrested in Utah. And for those who don't know, YB was born in Louisiana. His grandma raised him until she died when he was 10. And at the boys' home, he was abused by older kids until he got adopted by his family in Utah. You sometimes see his adopted brother hanging around him. And while growing up, he'd done several stints in jail, became a felon, and in 2017, sentenced to 3 years of probation and a 10-year suspended prison sentence. It's unclear how much time he spent in Utah because he was back in Louisiana when his rap career started to pop off. In an academics live stream, YoungBoy said his main influences were 50 Cent and Modest Yahoo. You could definitely see them both in YoungBoy's music. YoungBoy would eventually accomplish over 100 platinum and gold singles, rarely toured and rarely made media appearances.
I don't like to see a lot of internet stuff. It's weird.
And over the years, YoungBoy has had many legal issues. It'd take maybe an hour to go through each one. He was an alleged suspect for gun trafficking in 2020, which would have violated his probation.
We believe that some of those guys have been involved in criminal activity here in Baton Rouge.
The rapper was one of 16 arrested at the scene.
3 of them, I believe, were convicted felons. So if they didn't have weapons in their possession, they were around weapons.
According to BRPD, they all attempted to run upon their arrival.
There are individuals out there that started tossing their guns. Some started running. They were attempting to hide. There were a group of them that were attempting to hide.
The alleged suspicious behavior led police to search cars at the scene. They confiscated 14 guns, $79,000 in cash and drugs.
People generally don't walk around with a combination of 80 grand in their pocket. One having right at $50,000 in his pocket.
In 2021, officers attempted to stop YoungBoy's vehicle to serve a warrant. He took off on foot while the police dogs discovered firearms in his vehicle. He had sat in jail for about 6 months until posting a $1.5 million bond.
You want to let me take you on a date?
California tried to use his lyrics and music videos as evidence against him. While on house arrest in Utah, he was only allowed to have 3 visitors at a time with curfew restrictions, which eventually got lifted. YoungBoy made several attempts to appeal this charge, citing his Second Amendment rights. But even in Utah, a felon can't possess guns. This trial for firearms is set to happen in July. And oftentimes, if the police can't prove one thing, like the drug distribution, they'll give you a heavier charge, like for a felon possessing a firearm. A good example is O.J. Simpson, who beat a double homicide charge, but later served 9 years for taking back stolen possessions, something you'd usually get community service for. A lot of times it's easy for rappers to get prescriptions for drugs, especially opiates. The amount they prescribe is going to be limited. In other words, no pharmacy is going to prescribe 50 bottles of high tech, even if you have a prescription. Most of the time, the police are informed, because this often leads to distribution of controlled substances. It doesn't matter how cool your doctor is, he or she wants to keep their job.
Otherwise known as NBA YoungBoy was booked into the Cache County Jail just yesterday before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And according to police documents, NBA YoungBoy is a suspect in a large-scale prescription fraud ring. This ring is known to try to acquire promethazine with codeine. Police also say that they suspect to call multiple pharmacies pretending to be someone else and try to get this drug.
YoungBoy has recently been booked in Utah facing 60 charges for false prescriptions. A man pretending to be a doctor was calling pharmacies in Utah, picking up prescriptions for promethazine and codeine. This unknown impersonator was linked to YoungBoy. Lil Mo, I don't know who the fuck this is, but she got some big ass titties and she believes that this is racial profiling. Again, it's currently unknown who called the pharmacies. We do know they got away with it several times, successfully picking up the scissor. This man specifically noticed some details were off and contacted the authorities. 60 charges sounds like a lot, and it's possible this can be pinned on the fake doctor. He'll either get out on some insane bail or he'll be locked up until his trial in July. If he doesn't beat these charges, YoungBoy may be locked up for 7 years. Slugga T had a similar charge, being a felon with a gun, and he got sentenced to 7 years. While living in Utah, YoungBoy converted to Mormonism, and the founder of the Mormon religion, Joseph Smith, had over a dozen children and about 20 wives, just like NBA YoungBoy. And recently there was a disagreement between Kodak Black and YB over painted nails.
I'm not a shit, and we ain't on none of that. Little baby, young boy, all the gay ass shit going on. We ain't on none of that pinch your nail shit. We ain't know none of that fuck shit. No, never play with a nigga with no gay shit, no snitch shit, no fuck shit, no soft shit, no none of that shit. We ain't know none of that. Stop playing with me. For real. Bitch, it's cold out here.
Need them redone right now, bitch. I love you too, son. I ain't do you nothing, bro. I'm finna go cry.
Kodak believes the Illuminati, people in charge, want men to act like females. Wearing nail polish as a man is seen as a gateway to getting a sex change. Parents are getting increasingly worried that this isn't a phase or a style. My personal opinion, in the music world, androgyny has always been accepted, especially in the 1980s. Dudes like Dr. Dre, rock bands. It's not about looking like a girl, it's about getting girls, and emo dudes be getting all the action. Nowadays, you can't have this style without being associated with the transgender community, unfortunately, because it is a cool style. Men are doing the opposite, sporting broccoli heads and growing beards. YoungBoy painting his nails black has a lot to do with him liking emo music. Vice versa, emo kids used to dress gangster. What do y'all think? I'm out.
On camera holding what they believe is a weapon, and they're like, well, we're going to give you charges for that. So he has federal charges for that.
But it could have been a prop? They don't even know?
It could have been a prop. And they've been arguing, hey, this is a prop. That's their actual argument in court. He's been sitting on federal house arrest for 2.5 years. And, you know, he got picked up today. Something happened at his house, I guess. You know, they raided it, and they picked him up. And now everyone's saying, you got to ask Donald Trump Jr., if Trump gets back in office and this guy's locked up, we got to throw him to the top of the party list. Come on.
Listen, hey, I'm a big Second Amendment guy. We discussed this yesterday. I know you are too.